Once you have all the necessary applications downloaded and installed, we can go ahead and get ready to start programming out our app. Now, whether you're on Windows or Mac or Linux, wherever you installed your Expo XDE, your development environment, go ahead and open that application. So that's the official Expo install that you made. Just go ahead and open it, and you're going to see a screen that looks like this. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on this project, this purple lightning bolt, and click on New Project. And what's going to happen is it's going to open up this little window here, which basically asks you where do you want to put your application at. And for this, I'm going to put it on my desktop inside of a folder called Course Videos. And for our first app, I told you it was going to be a little bit more advanced than the last one, which is true, but it's not too advanced. In fact, I used to make fun of developers who would, make these tutorial videos, and it seemed like almost every single one of them would make a to-do app. And I always thought it was kind of funny because to-do apps are kind of boring and they're kind of silly, but they are pretty helpful at getting you to understand how a framework or a library or language or a programming language works. So we're going to be using that same example. So we're going to build a to-do app, a very simple to-do app for our first application. So go ahead and just type in to-do here and hit create. And now what Expo is going to do is it's going to reach out and install and then start extracting all of the necessary React Native files and dependencies into a folder for us. So in the past, what you would have to do whenever you were programming with React Native is you'd have to say stuff like React Native, I don't even really remember how it goes, but React Native, and then you create a project, and then you need to download all the stuff, and it was a long, drawn-out process. The cool thing about XDE is it does it instantly for you. All you have to do is name the project folder, and then it gets everything downloaded for you. You don't have to worry about any of it. And you'll notice it automatically starts it up for you. That's another thing that you used to have to do with React Native is you'd have to use terminal or command prompt to actually get the application running. The Expo XDE just has that done for you, so whenever we want to run it on a device or an emulator, it'll just start running it right out of the XDE. We can have our terminal for something else. So now that we have all the necessary folders and stuff installed, we're going to use our terminal or command prompt if you're on Windows to navigate to that folder so we can open it up. And also we're going to want to navigate there so that we can use the terminal for installing some other stuff later on. So the first thing you're going to want to do is say cd desktop. Now I'm on Mac, so this might not work for Windows people. You might have to look up the necessary exchange between CD on a Mac and whatever it is on a Windows. But basically what we're doing right now is we're just changing the directory from desktop, or from where we were to desktop. And then I was inside of Course Videos, I think. Course Videos. And then if you say ls, it'll basically list out all the things you have in there. I have some tutorial videos I got in there, but then I have that to-do application, so I'm going to change my directory into the to-do application. And then I got some stuff in that to-do application, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say open dot, and on a Mac computer what that's going to do is it's going to open up your folder filled with all your, all the stuff that you want to program with for Expo. And I'm just going to open up Sublime Text now. So whatever text editor you're using, if it's Sublime, if it's Visual Studio Code, whatever it is, just go ahead and get that folder in there so you can start programming with it. Now I'm sorry if you're a little bit more advanced and you kind of understand all this stuff, but I'm trying to go nice and slow for people who are, kind of jumping into, React Native JavaScript programming for the first time. So inside of your folder, just go ahead and open it up. You can see there's a few files in here. One of them is app.js, which is where we have some starting React Native code. This is very similar to the Expo snack example. Now what you can do is back over in your Expo XDE is you can launch this code onto an emulator or a device or something. So if you have an emulator on your computer, like if you're using Mac OS and you have Xcode installed, you can just open up your simulator by running it on iOS Simulator, or if you have Android installed, an Android emulator with Genymotion, maybe you can do it with that. Otherwise, what you could do is if you did install, you listened to me in the last video and you did install the Expo app on your phone, what you can do is you can click on this share button. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to use that Expo app. It has a part of the app called a QR code scanner, and you can scan this QR code on screen using the app, and then your phone will basically download the files from your computer, and it'll load them all up on the phone instantly. You'll have your app on your phone instantaneously, and you can start doing whatever you want with it. Now, I did finally get my Android emulator, or sorry, iOS emulator up and running, and you'll see that the code in here matches pretty much exactly what the app.js code is over here. So, open up app.js, start working on your app, and you see it running over here. So pretty quickly, we have a working emulation of our app on screen, and we can even get it on our phone if we want. And we didn't really do that much yet. Now in the next video, we'll start, actually breaking down this React code and kind of understanding how it all works. I'm going to try and cut this video short as fast as possible because you may have noticed my computer fans are burning out because I've got a lot of applications running. So I will see you in the next video when we start to get a little bit more real with programming in React Native.